Hey family, on today's video, we'll be talking about the importance of taking care of your mental and physical health. Mental and physical health are topics that are very important. A lot of us talk about wanting to be successful, wanting to follow our passions, wanting to make a lot of money, but none of this is possible if we don't take care of our health. For myself, I know that I'm someone that I can be very focused at times, and times I fall off, and my mental health could lack, my physical health can lack, and I always have to find to try ways to get back on track. And all of us, to a certain extent, struggle with physical and mental health. Some people are worse than others. Some people takes them a long time to get back on track. Some people almost never get back on track, and there's other people that are just really good, and they may fall off for a week and they get right back on track. So on today's video, I'll be covering physical and mental health and the importance and how it ties to our health, wealth, and wisdom. But before I get into that, I wanted to give a quick introduction. My name is Roberto Polanco. Welcome to my channel. On my channel, we talk about all things passion, purpose, or wealth building. And if this is your first time here, please feel free to like and subscribe. And if you've been here before, then welcome back. Now, with that being said, let's get into the video. So now, I think we've all heard of the term health is wealth. And I have to say that I agree with that quote 100%. So I think the quote health is wealth applies to our overall health, both from a physical standpoint and from a mental standpoint. So, we have both physical health, and then we also have our mental health, that are two aspects that go hand in hand and are very important in how productive and how successful we are in our daily lives. So to start, I wanted to start with physical health. And physical health refers to both the amount of physical activity that you do on a daily basis, as well as the types of food that we put into our body that give us the fuel that we need to keep going. It's very important that we keep up with our physical activity on a daily basis as much as possible, and also that we maintain a healthy diet. These two things go hand in hand, and they have a lot of benefits. So when you think of it from the first benefit that I wanted to talk about, which is just your energy levels, when you are not going to the gym and eating, unhealthy foods such as pizza, burgers, and things that are not healthy or processed, our energy levels are typically much lower than when we are actually doing the opposite of these things, which is going to the gym and eating healthy. So when you have better energy levels, it's better for you from both a personal standpoint and also even from a business standpoint. Whether you're someone who works a 9 to 5 or you have your own business, the more energy levels you have, the more that you're able to do and the more productive that you're able to be on a daily basis. So that's one of the main reasons why I preach to try your best to keep up with your physical activity and your diet. I know that we all struggle with it, and I myself, there's times where I do really well keeping up with my physical activity and my diet, and there's times where I just completely fall off and have to find my way back to get to that level. Another important reason to keep up with your physical health is because it helps with our self-image of ourselves as well as our self-confidence. So think of how difficult it is to perform at either your business or your 9 to 5 job when you have low confidence in yourself and your abilities, right? It's very important for us to have good confidence in ourselves if we want to perform at the highest levels. And think of how closely related our self-image is to our self-confidence. I know for one, when I'm not going to the gym and I'm not eating the foods that I should be eating, I don't feel very good about myself, and I know that I'm not afraid to beat myself up about it. Having a good self-image makes us feel good, right? And at the end of the day, that's what we all want. We all want to look our best and feel our best. And when you look good and you feel good, it translates into how well you perform in the real world. Another reason that it's important for us to maintain good physical health is that it's a proven fact that when we have a good amount of physical activity and then when we have a balanced diet, it's proven to keep away diseases and help us live longer. So now when you think about, why do we follow our passions? Why do we pursue our purpose? Why do we want to build wealth? There's a couple quick answers. We do it for our families, we do it to make an impact on the world, and we do it to leave a legacy. Now, if we're not healthy enough and, we're constantly in the hospital or we don't make it to live very long, then why are we doing all these things? The whole point of creating wealth and following our passions is so that we're able to spend more time with our families. We're able to do things that we typically wouldn't do if we didn't have the funds, and also to make an impact on the world. So if we have all these diseases, then we're cutting ourselves short. And I think that's one of the big points and one of the big reasons why it's so important to take care of your physical health. So now we talked about physical health, and now I want to get into the other side of the health coin, which is our mental health and how important it is to our well-being. You can be somebody who is physically healthy, you go to the gym and you eat the right foods, but if your mentality and your mental health is not correct, then you may as well not even be physically healthy, because that's how important our mental is to our everyday life. The reason why I see mental health as such an important thing is our mind controls everything. So it can control how productive and focused we are on a daily basis. It can control how we handle stress. It can control how we are at maintaining relationships. And it can even control how we think about life and whether we have a positive outlook on life or negative outlook on life. All of that comes from your mental health. And I think it's good timing to talk about this right now, especially as we approach the winter season, and there's a thing called seasonal depression, which I know many people have and get seasonal depression around this time. I myself know that I do get a small form of seasonal depression. So with the changing of the time and the weather, our moods tend to drop. We don't see as much sun as we would typically see in the sun. And that can affect a lot of people's mental health, both from just how productive they are, how their positivity and outlook is on the world. And it's very important that we do everything we can to take care of our mental health. There's a couple tips that I have to try to make sure that we're keeping our mental health in as good of a place as possible. So, some tips that I have are to make sure you sleep and get well-needed rest. Another tip that I have is to keep in contact with family, friends, and let them know your situation, let them know the thoughts and emotions that you're going through, so that they are aware and they can kind of talk to you, try to find ways to make you feel better. And the last and most important tip that I have is to not be afraid to seek help. If you feel like your mind is not in the right place, and no matter what you try to do, you have negative thoughts, or you don't feel very productive, you don't feel motivated, is just get physical help, go to a therapist, and they are experts in this field. They're very good at sort of digging deep and finding out what the main issues are that you're going through. So that is, those are my 3 top tips to making sure you maintain good mental health, or at least try to get as close as possible to having a healthy mental being. I hope you've enjoyed my video today on the importance of your physical and mental health and how important it is on your journey to pursue your passions, find your purpose, and build your wealth. Like and subscribe for more. I'll see you on the next one.